Okay, yeah, actually, that's a really good one. We're having
Yeah.
a big debate at the moment, everyone,
Yes.
Hello.
about what is your favorite crisp flavor. Um, so if in the chat you want to write down what your favorite crisp flavor is, we need to settle a debate. Thank
Yes.
you. Don't
Thais.
listen to what he says.
Oh my God.
Put mine in. Du-du-du.
Hello. Hi, Felice.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
For those joining, we want to settle a debate here very quickly. What is the best flavor of crisps? Because Ollie has a very strange palate, and we just need to make sure that we make him know this, that he has a strange palate. So, whatever is your favorite crisp flavor, whatever is your favorite crisp flavor, put it into the chat. This is an important thing, and we cannot continue until we know everybody's favorite flavors.
Yeah.
Jarina's straight in, getting that sorted out. Love
Yeah.
it. Monster Munch. Tove, have you ever had Monster Munch?
No, I feel like I'm really looking forward to this tasting now. I need to understand. I need to
Right.
try so many different ones. What's the flavor?
Oh,
What's the
okay. Jarina, when you come to Funnel in October in London, October 14th, 15th, early bird tickets are out on sale now. It's a really good plug. You need to bring some Monster Munch to show Tove what it is, all right? Okay. Um, a little context for our German friends. Absolutely. Yeah, chips. So like ready salted chips, um, things of things of that nature. Sorry, I got very passionate. So let's continue actually with why we're here. Thanks ever so much for coming to our latest masterclass. Firstly, our leaders of EMEA. My name's Dave Wilkins. Today we've got a really cool Felice. Felice. That is exactly what Monster Munch are. Very
Yes,
good
it's
shout.
that one, I think.
Exactly. So today we have Tove who's going to be running through our masterclass for today. I'm going to be quiet now, and let Tove take over. And if you have questions, add them into the chat. I'll interrupt whenever one comes through, and we will get going. So Tove, over to you.
Thank you so much for the introduction. And I'm gonna share my screen. We did a little practice round before, so I hope that we it works now again, right? I'll see my screen. I see nodding. Good. So yeah, let's start. What an honor for me to be here today to meet all of you. I'm looking forward to, of course, connect with everyone afterwards. So today we're gonna talk about actually the first 30 days of being an SDR. And I think that's where everything starts and also where you can spot kind of your stars in your team. So I'm going to speak a little bit about that. Before we're doing so, just introducing myself. So my name is Tove. I live down south in Sweden, in Lund, very close, or in Malmö I live. I work in Lund, very close to Copenhagen. I have been running SDR team now for over 8 years, I think you said, Dave. So I think that's correct. Been leading teams both like in EMEA, so DACH, Benelux, and in Germany, and or DACH and the Benelux and the UK, and also been driving it on a global level, also in the US. So I have been definitely seeing a lot of SDRs, worked with a lot of SDRs, and I think that it's really is more or less, could you say a passion? But it's really driving me now to really see people grow. And I was mentioning before I met all of you today that now I am in this both nice and really hard position where I have a lot of stars in my team growing into new roles within the company, which is great. But that also means that I need to start all over. But that's a part of this role too, right? So I think this makes a lot of sense to talk about this topic today, even for me, to a good repetition to where I should do what I should do next. But I think like for me, it's very clear. Like the first month, it actually decides how the upcoming next 12 months would look like. And that is more or less every time. I think all of you know, like when you meet or you hire that SDR, you have that from the beginning. You will spot that this is a great person. And I will now walk you through how come and why that is. So for us, we are have really put a lot of emphasis on like where do we see success? How do we see people grow? And it all starts for me, of course, the first month is important. I will emphasize on that more today, but it's definitely the 90 days. I mean, we are selling a complex solution for retailers, so it's not something that you can just learn the first month. This is something we need to practice and work on to get the proper pitch and product, specifically the product knowledge that needs to be up and running for us. But just how it starts. So like from the first month, you should hit 25% of your targets. And here we're building, the habits. So we are figuring out the ICP. We are, of course, we know the pitch. That's something we practice very early on. And that there is a consistent kind of rhythm of the activities that we are doing. And as you all know, in the past, I learned that from my two team leads that actually is my friends today, but they said like 50 activities a day makes Tove goes away. Today that's different, right? Now we are looking at the hit rate, the quality, we're using AI. So these are the things we need to do early on. And then 50% of the targets you should do in month 2. And here is more like finding your rhythm, making sure that you understand the value prop, getting a lot of feedback, making sure that you're really close to the AEs, you're understanding what they're doing throughout the sales cycle. So that is super important. And then month 3, then it's all about like now you should be on 100%. You should understand what we're doing. You're also like being more proactive in your day to day and how you're working. So that is the aim, and that is what we are building when we're getting new reps in to Voyado. But I think one thing that is important is like we don't just onboard people. I think nowadays, I don't know how your LinkedIn feed look like, but mine looks like AI is taking over the world. SDRs is not going to be there. I see Dave commenting a lot on this, of course, but I think that so. I mean, but in the end, we really need to make people feel welcome because I think it is more and more about the human, about that it's personal, that it's kind of our culture team tagline. So we want people to get to know people. So do job shadowing. It's super important, not just with like the AEs, also like within the revenue team. Then within your first 90 days, you will go to Stockholm. This is actually happening this week in our team, so that's fantastic. They're meeting people from everyone that have started within Voyado during that quarter. Then they meet in the office. They meet with the leadership team. And I think here, if you don't have like these big days, I think still to have something similar could be really important, where you can maybe have recorded calls or somebody who is welcoming you. So I think this is like a super important part. And then also, of course, connecting and networking. I mean, as you know, we're hiring professional people that is going to be out there every day connecting with new people. And that is not just outside of Voyado connecting with retailers in our sphere. It's also about making sure that you're the best of connecting and building a network within the company. So that's where we also are assigning them a buddy, and that is often like a senior SDR within the team that can really help them with day-to-day questions and get them onboarded. And then just to give you kind of the first 30 days, like week by week. So they get like a proper onboarding schedule where it's super clear with tasks, like this is how you're gonna, what you're gonna do and what you're gonna focus on. And that we do throughout the 90 days. But I think like week 1, all about settling in. I think, laptop tools, all the tools nowadays, right? That you're gonna sign in to log in to learn. That is super important. And that's the basic. You need to meet your team and the buddy we already spoke about. But then week 2 is more about, getting smart, understanding, okay, the things that we're doing, now we have, what is Salesforce about? What do we do with Gong? We have Growth Hub where we have our onboarding courses. And then also kind of, understanding our product. And then, of course, MedPick as a big part of that's how we qualify and identify the real good retailers out there that could be an opportunity. And then week 3, as a little bit what I mentioned, but it's like time to go wide. So also meet more people in the team, go deeper in our products, make sure that your lists are really ready and clear. And that's actually, we have one new starter now. He is in his week 3. So it's perfect now. He is here. Time to go wide. And then in the end, week four, I think this is great. So pitch to your manager. That's not just happening week four, to be clear. You're already doing that week one where you do your first high level pitch. But then it's actually up to them to really present your 30 days goals. And I think this is also about accountability. It's like up to the rep to understand where you want to go, what should I focus on. So that is also something that I see it's important to get ready already in week four. And then, of course, we do check-ins and you have your weekly one-on-ones with your manager. And that's something that will continue throughout, your whole journey as an employee at Voyado, or a Voyadoer, as we say. Um, but I think like these traits, I don't know with you, but I think that this is something you can see almost in week one, or even for me, I have seen it already before they join, before they start even at the company, because the ones who are really good at asking, why before the how, that is people that is curious. And that's something that I think is top strength. And now with AI too, people always ask me like, what is the top personality traits that you should see as an SDR? How can you spot them? And I think like asking question is definitely one of the most important ones for me. And now with AI, of course, maybe they don't ask us as much anymore. Maybe they ask AI first and then they come to us. And that's totally fine. So maybe that's a new KPI we should track. But I think that is super important. And then also like taking accountability. I did something and I want to show you, or I did this. Should we discuss? Can I get feedback what I have done? I think that is really important. And then, of course, the ones who have done their homework, I think we all love that. That's what we want to train them about today too, right? That you really understand who you're talking to. And that doesn't matter if that's one you're pitching or it's your closest leader or your colleagues. I think that is something that you should do. And then I think this, I don't know what you do, but I don't like to say this out loud, but I'm going to do it anyhow. We created this Slack channel, like that was like fuck ups of the week. That was not me who created this channel, but I think anyhow, to be clear and transparent of what's not working and the mistakes we do, I think that is like just key every day. That's something that you just need to do. And that I try to share every day because that's something, yeah, as long as we don't do the same mistakes as my leader said, then we're all good, right? And build network, we already talked about it, but the ones that is proactively doing things without you have to say that you have to do, they have to do it like that. You see, that's where you see a star straight ahead. All with me still? Yeah, I see Dave nodding. Super cool.
Yep.
Cool. But I think I wanted to share some real life kind of examples of where I think you can really see people doing great. And this is from so to the left you see this is actually feedback. We have this marketing public channel, and one of our employees now who actually just recently started, he just explained his experience that he saw when he was like Googling Voyado and what was not working on our YouTube channel. And I think that it was so cool that he just directly like week two just went into our marketing public channel, gave his feedback, and now you can't see the comments here, but like our CMO responded directly, our head of PR responded directly and thanking for the feedback. I of course commented too, like great stuff, continue sharing. And he got so of course motivated by that, so he started to share even more. And I think that is just like a really good example of people who think outside the box, who is not afraid of asking, is not afraid of giving feedback, and that I think is super important. Then we have the best Slack channel in all times, right? It's still named Voyado SDR. It could definitely be called like pipeline for everyone or something like that, but we still keep it as Voyado SDR. And when we book a meeting, we of course want to celebrate this. So then you share a GIF of your own choice. So yeah, this was one GIF that you could see there on the left side. But then you share what you booked, what was the product, how did you book that meeting, and then that channel is open also for everyone. And we have a lot of our C-suite members that is in that channel, and they are also commenting and giving extra shout outs. So I think no matter what, win, like always celebrate the small wins. A meeting is a big win in my opinion. I think like also celebrating just a yes or that somebody actually also took a no in a good way. That's also a good win. So I think that is so important for the culture. And do it in real time. That's what Slack or any channel that you're using is good. And then I think like what we have now started, which I think is really cool. I mean, outbound, that is not only SDRs. We actually have 40% is up to marketing, 20% SDRs, 20% sales, and 20% partner. So to make sure that everybody is doing outbound together, and once again, what I'm also saying, it's not about smile and dial anymore, right? Of course, we need to do the activities, but we need to be smart on how we're doing our outreach today. So we have actually gathered everyone who is responsible for doing outbound, and we do PG days. It took me a while to understand what that was, but pipeline days where we're focusing on doing outbound, and we do it together. And then sometimes we have different topics or focus campaigns that maybe we want to do a competitor takeout, and then we're focusing on that. And then, of course, we do it with gamification. There is points that you can get, and you can always win a reward because we still work in sales. So that is how you still get people very motivated. And I think that is also how you really bring in everyone together. And here you can, of course, definitely spot if somebody is doing something extra or somebody is like, I mean, the ones who started even in the beginning, they will still join this. So even if you're on your week 2, you will still start with the PG days, which I think set an example also how you will win as you move into the next upcoming months. So with that said, I think like the foundation, I think culture and culture is what we all are doing, right? It's the actions we take every day and it's how we treat each other and how we work together. So I think that to be successful and to spot the star and to help them and really to do that from day one, you need to build the body. So pair them up with a senior SDR, make sure that they have check-ins. If you don't have senior SDRs, the most experienced SDR, or if you have any other person in your team. And I mean, month 1 will always be difficult, right? You're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to still perform, and you want to be seen because you still know that you need to do it all to be successful. So, but I think that is okay. So say that it's hard. That's okay. It's going to be hard, but we are going to do this together, and you have your buddy. And I think I already said it right, but celebrate loudly and a lot. It is important. Um, and then something I think I don't know, but for me, like, what is it? Is it the second question in the first interview? How does the career plan look like? When can I be, how can I grow? That's just how it goes. And that's okay. I really sometimes just want to say like you need to just start. You need to just work. That's like step number 1. But of course we have a lot of growth career paths, so that's really good. But I think it's so important nowadays to really understand what is driving people, what is motivating them, and really to build on that. So make it personal. I think like as we talked a little bit initially, right? It is about the human touch, and that will not disappear. So I think that is also when can you spot that early? You can work with that person very close, and you can also then set those goals as you move forward. Because in the end, our goal is that we want them to grow within the company. That is where I see that I'm successful. So, feels like I have been having this monologue now, but I hope that we can have maybe some more decision. But like just the last piece from this slide, and then I hope we can maybe discuss more. But as I said, month 1 decides. For me, that's super clear. Like you will spot a star. Like I already have one. I think I already mentioned now, so I will keep very close to him. But so number 1, make sure that they learn. Make sure that they listen to calls if you have recordings, or like make sure that they shadow up with the team, and of course understand your ICP. And then number 2, like build your pipeline. 50 accounts was maybe to be fair, like Claude was helping me building this, right? So don't take it as strict as it is here, but at least make sure that you have your accounts, that it's clear what you're going to work on, what you're going to focus on. And then in the end, win. And that I mean, make sure that they feel motivated, that they feel that success. Help them do that early on, and do that together with the team. And then I think you will definitely see that the stars are there and continue building on them. And then the step will be to get them into their next role. And then we start all over again. So yeah, thank you. I think that was like my presentation at least.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we'll open it up for people that have questions. So feel free to either come off mute or put it into the chat.
I will
We'll go
stop
from there.
so I see everyone.
I'm thinking about some questions. Give me one second.
Cool.
That's what he says. Thinking. Anybody else have anything that they wanted to? So Kristen has just said, how do you manage the transformation from SDR to AE?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like we have worked a lot during the last years to actually build a junior account executive role into our team. So we have that now, and then we have. It's it's not like, of course. Oh, now the lights are off in this room. Let's see. There it goes back. Nice. Uh, and so I think that for us, like now we are coming back again, like understanding what a person really wants to do. If they have decided like this is the route I want to go, I think like early on, then start for them to also get themselves into more of sales. So they need to have that drive and motivation themselves. So also like learn and then build a plan together with the sales director. Everything comes back to business need, right? That we need that role. And then it's all about like, yeah, working with that person together with the sales director, set a plan. And we have had some SDRs that have a very clear path, like these are the tasks you need to do before you can move into the next role. For others, might like it has maybe been more themselves, like their own drive, and then they have taken the initiative, and then we have worked with the sales director to get that person into that role. But currently, we have two junior A's in the UK, one in the Benelux team that just progressed. So that's really nice. And then we actually have one in Nordics too. She was a little bit of a boomerang though. She left and then she came back and then she started as a junior A. So that's really nice. So next up for me to build the same motion in Germany. Then we have had it covered for all markets. And then of course, start all over and get even more people into these roles. Did I answer your question?
Yes, definitely. Thank you. I was just having the exact same case right now in my team where we have kind of our little star and he's been with us for a year now. So we of course want to see him grow and just support him during this role. And we're just not quite because it's the first time for us. We're a small startup. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to support him so he can actually, is also not overwhelmed because I feel like a lot of SDRs, they want to move very quickly and have more responsibilities, etc. But then they sometimes can be overwhelmed by
Mm,
all the extra
mm,
tasks because
mm,
they're like, well, I can set up a meeting, so of course I can,
mm,
go through a meeting with a client. What's the biggie? And then they
mm,
can maybe be overwhelmed. So we're trying to be very careful with the pace. So
mm.
maybe you can if you do have an example, maybe go a little bit into the pace that you would recommend, like how fast, what kinds of responsibilities would you give an SDR so that it's not too overwhelming, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I think like you could definitely start with maybe giving them depending on your ICP, but like give them some case that maybe it's not, the most important deal, and then let them
Yes.
actually work that deal together with the senior. I think that could be a really good start because then they have a mentor throughout the process, they have something to work on. And if not, they have to like maybe they can start at least taking that first call, taking more responsibility, more ownership. That's also how we have done it. And then they have to like learn the other steps as they go. And I agree with you. Of course, everybody wants to just continue into a new role. I always try to like say that 2 years like as an SDR, then that's great. Like half year it takes at least in with our products to really learn and to really understand like the value prop fully. And And it takes like 6 more months, then you're successful in your role, like a little bit with your rep now, right? And then at that 1 year, like now I need to do something else.
Yeah, they're always so keen to, now I'm so good,
Now I
now I
need to
want
move
more.
on. Yeah, exactly.
And
But
then sometimes you
that
have to pause them a little bit, which is so hard, but
yeah, but that half year, that like extra half year, that's where you really would like to have them because that's where they are so good. That's where they finally see so much more. When they finally like comes to you and proactively say, you know what, Tove, I think we should do this in the team. I think this is
yeah, sure.
actually gonna bring us to this level. And then the last half year, that's where I see, let's work on your next role. So I try
Yeah.
to set it like this. Then, of course, I have many examples where we have had maybe someone who has been doing it for 1 year and then moved into a new role. But often they have had more experience before they joined Voyado. So it also depends on kind of the experience level you're at previously. But I would start with like trying to do a little bit more in the sales cycle, and then set up what that person needs to learn in the end to get into the next role. Is it some skills
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah, let's see. But thanks for the insight.
Of course.
And yeah, that's kind of what we're try to implement, like a little ramp up plan, for the next couple of months. Do one meeting a week because we work in HR tech, so we
Right.
have a lot of
Mm,
potential clients. So
mm,
we're starting with just smaller businesses and then having him have one demo with a client a week, and then for the rest of the sales cycle, which is our demo and pricing and our negotiation, so
mm,
typically we have 3 meetings before signing. Our head of sales will join him, and
mm,
together they will bring the deal into signing,
mm.
and then we'll just see how fast he will learn and then adapt maybe the plan always a little bit. So that's what we're kind of thinking. So it's kind of what you were also talking about. So guess we're doing the right things.
100%. Seems like it.
Thanks for
Fantastic.
the insight.
Thank you for asking the question.
Nice one.
Can I ask
Anybody
you
else have a
something?
question?
Yeah, me, please.
Perfect.
Uh,
Please go if you go.
I have a question. From your point of view, no, I believe that the career path of the AE is one of the most common, no, but I believe that it's not the only career path for SDR, no, to become an AE, but also becoming, I don't know, a team leader or manager of SDR or one market to different markets or whatever. Okay. Both from your point of view are the different skills that an SDR needs to have, for example, between becoming an AE or become, for example, a manager of a group or SDR. I mean, I believe they need to have some different skills, no, to become in order to become an AE on the team leader, whatever. What's from your point of view, what's are the difference when, I don't know if I'm explaining very well, but
Yeah.
yeah, what's are the difference when an SDR need to have, for example, the skills for becoming AE or three different skills to become, for example, a team leader of the group of SDR?
Yeah. I think you're spot on. I think like no, definitely like going to the A role is the most kind of, common one. I have had SDRs going into marketing, going into partner, going into even enablement, like then so, but different multiple skill sets, I would say. Then I think like depending on how you want that journey to look like, I think you also need to find some kind of different skill set. But I have actually one rep who he was the SDR first, like a senior SDR. Then I created two SDR manager roles, so that is covering the different markets that we have. That's reporting to me, and then he got that role, and he have been doing that very well. Like, but in the end, we discussed like his motivation, what is like really triggers him. Like, is it like developing people, or is it actually your own results? So I think like if you like to see other people grow, then of course a leadership role is what you should aim for because then that will make you successful. But if it is more like you and your own numbers and that you get that, high five when you're crushing your targets, then you should go more the individual route. And in this case, he actually now is one of the junior AEs. So he changed. And I think that's fine. And I think that is also about growth, right? That nothing is decided in life. You can do different things. But I think it goes back to what is actually motivating you. Is it like closing a deal or is it to see another person being on the leaderboard? That is the two different skill sets and also very different of where you should go. Do you agree or do you see the same things or?
Oh, yeah, yes, I'm agree. I mean, from this point of view, I'm agree. Of course, if it depends on your motivation, and if you focus more on yourself or you focus more on the team. I mean, also, I believe it's also about about the personalities of each people. There are some people that are more motivated, more leadership to manage a group of people. And there are people that are more focused on themselves, to close deals. It's more numbers than people, respect of more focused on people than on numbers, let's say. Yeah, but yeah, I completely agree with this. But yeah, thank you anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
question.
Thank you.
Anybody else that has a question? Okay, we'll end it there then. Thank
Yeah.
you ever so much. That was really insightful, and I've taken screenshots. Sorry, not sorry. I thought some really cool stuff there.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for coming today. It was great, and we'll see you in the next one next week. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye bye.
Bye.
Get some people out. There you go. I thought that was really good.
You thought? I
Yeah,
want feedback. Proper feedback.
the content was really good. I think that the reason why we didn't see as many people as normal is it's because it was the holidays for a lot of people yesterday, and so people are just coming back. But I was honest. I'm being honest when I said like I took screenshots because this was like, okay, this is actually really good, and it's aligned with how the best teams are doing it,
Yeah,
and
okay.
like the tweaks that you had. So no, I thought it was really good. Really good.
Nice. Thank you. Important.
No, I
It
really
was like
appreciate
it's
you.
always hard when you speak to yourself. It's
Yes.
tough. That is the hardest part.
Yeah, and look, EMEA audiences for webinars are notoriously very quiet
Yeah,
as
but
well.
that's just how it is. You can't
Yeah.
expect any.
Yeah. But I think you got there was some really good question. That Kristen question was really good.
Yeah, really good.
So no, great job.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thanks ever so much for doing this.
We speak soon again, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully you will. I'll see you. Take care. Thank you so much.
You too.